Indonesia against Macau, the seeding may say that Indonesia has a much better lineup, but I think Macau is one of the more unique lower seeded teams. They are actually an LN specialist team based on their qualifier performance. Their strongest suit is in the long note, so I think that provides some sort of advantage compared to the other lower seeded team, and we can see some potential points upset in this match. It may not be a complete sweep from what the seeding shows, but of course you got Indonesia, who has been like the powerhouse of 7K for the past decade or so. You got so many strong players, and now you got Ontificasi, Rafko, Astral showing up, potentially ramping up for a top 3 podium finish, but right now it's just the beginning, and they need to get through Macau to make it to the round of 16 with this bracket. So yeah, how are you feeling about this matchup, Swift Chu?
You mentioned Macau's specialty, being able to do noodles more than your usual lower seeded teams. I know for a fact that Macau has been trying to qualify for the World Cup bracket stage for a long while now. I know they had, if I remember correctly, they had an appearance. They did get into the top 32. I just forgot if they got into the top 24, because we had a round of 24 instead last year instead of a round of 32. But now they're well within the top 32. They are playing in the bracket stage. Very exciting to see them, especially these names that are in the Macau side of your screen are going to be really fun to watch. They are veterans at the game. Meanwhile, on the
Yeah,
other side of the screen, Indonesia, a perennial contender. Like, they consistently get to the final stage. I'm I'm pretty sure it's been an absolute while since they actually ended up in the podium. My Mania World Cup history has been pretty muddy, especially though I'm pretty sure they did get into the top 3 during the late 2010s, maybe sometime around 2017 or 2018, if I am not mistaken. They are going to want to come back to that stage, but they have a long tournament ahead. Oh, okay. I just
yeah,
got
that's
corrected by
for
Tails.
sure.
Round 24 was 2 years ago. All right. Was it?
Yeah,
Wow, my
I
sense
think
of
no, I
time.
think
My
round
sense of
32.
time
Yeah,
is
round
gone.
24, 2 years ago. It's okay.
My
It's
sense of
okay.
time
Time
is
passes
gone. Oh my
quickly.
gosh.
You've been on the 7K train for a long time now, so timeline does get a bit muddy. Yeah, Indonesia powerhouse. I think they have always been in contender, for always being in the top 3. But I think they are just slightly similar. I think to Japan in recent years, where they on paper they could make it to the top 3, but it's just the final steps. Being able to beat the likes of Philippines, China to make it, and South Korea, of course, to be able to make it into that top 3 threshold. But this year, looking very promising. On the qualifiers, they are an absolute all-rounded team. No weakness whatsoever. I think most, if not all, of their stages are within top 6. Within top 6 to top 3. So yeah, they are going to be a scary team, and we're going to be seeing a Rice for Protect from Macau. I think that's like a popular pick slash
Very
protect for
popular.
the lower seeded team. It's the
Yeah.
roll of the dice pick, trying to get that one singular miss from anyone from Indonesia, and Indonesia they're willing to throw hands, getting that Rice to protect. So potentially an all-out war within the Rice fields.
That's actually a funny prospect. You mentioned Rice War being well protected by the lower seeded teams. I remember seeing someone in Twitch chat, like, while I was watching around, trying to see a few things in commentary, like trying to take notes for commentary. It is said that Rice 4, the core jack picks in general, are statistically the best short for basically any of the lower seeded teams. And not to mention, as Potassium F said a few hours earlier, the variance of the scores in the core jack pick in this round is going to be relatively low. So even the lowest seeded teams are capable of maybe matching up with some of these higher seeded teams. So pretty much makes sense. Though I am actually very surprised that we're seeing a double Rice Protect either way. because Indonesia, I know they have some capabilities with some of the other skill sets here. I remember their team being historically pretty good at the LNs, but maybe
Yeah,
they just are more comfortable with protecting Rice too.
I think they just want to pick what Macau can potentially struggle more in than picking into uh, their own comfortability. I think for Indonesia, their roster is so good at everything that they could just play anything. So I think they prefer to pick something that Macau might struggle more in. I think picking the brackets, the dense court stream picks might be the way to go for Indonesia, and they're going to be banning hybrid too. Actually, quite interesting to be honest. I thought they would be banning maybe the coronation Ellen pick, but no. So
Well,
it's going to be Macau banning
that's
Ellen
kind of moot.
too.
Kind of
Huh?
moot.
Okay.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they are banning Ellen too. There we go. Random's just mentioning Hybrid 2 for some reason. But
Yeah.
yeah, you pointed out that Ellen 2 would be banned at some point, or would have at least been banned by Indonesia. But no, Macau did the work for us. So the point is moot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think LN2, yeah, it's kind of fair that it's going to be banned at some point, or yeah, it's going to be banned at some point, just because of how I think it's the exact dichotomy for compared to Rise 4. This map has a lot of variances. A bit of confusion, but I think it's going to be Macau to pick next, I think. And if they were to pick, I think. Okay, yeah, Macau to pick next. I'm going to be maybe saying LN free, even if they ban LN. I think Macau, as I said before, they're the LN specialist team, and they have some really high ranking. I think they got seed 18 on one of the LN picks in qualifiers, which is like such a big like anomaly for seed 29 team, a low seeded team to get. So yeah, let's see what they're going to pick. Looks like Hybrid Free is being mentioned across the board in the team's chat, but it's not yet confirmed. There we go. Hybrid Free going to be picked. The categories of Higashi, Mate Kurisu Maikise.
Also known in some circles as KV Cat, if I am not mistaken. Also, this pick, I think this is like the second time that I am seeing this in the map. At least for the matches I've commentated. Certainly, this has been picked other times before.
Yeah, quite a popular pick to be honest. I think it's one of those picks that it's not a good idea to ban because I think both teams are like comfortable on this. So yeah, I think it's one of those picks there, one of those maps there. It's just never banned. So eventually, once you get deep into the map or at some point, it's just going to get picked. And we're going to be seeing Astro and yeah right now in the lineup. Let's see if that's the lineup. But I thought it's going to be. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Onta Bekasi on this team. I don't think Onta Bekasi is online, so I'm going to be seeing maybe Ravco coming in. That's what Ravco's coming in. Or there you go. And Randoms and IDQs 123 is here as well. Macau's team has been kind of the main staple. Randoms has been around for, if I remember correctly, Randoms has been just around the 7KC for a long time, right? Like, I'm not crazy to think that, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. Like the guy, I know both Macau players are pretty much veterans of the game. Their third player, unfortunately not that familiar with them, but we might be seeing them come in at some point in this match. Though I think Randoms and Idkus are going to be the two players that Macau is really going to be hinging on for this entire affair. Meanwhile, for Indonesia, we're going to be seeing lots of revolving doors from them. They have Ravco and both of these players, as far as I remember. Yeah. First break coming from Idkus and Ravco immediately later.
Yeah, actually quite a volatile start right now from both of these teams. IDQ slightly struggling, but Rapco also getting that miss. So the combo count is kind of reset across the board, but definitely the accuracy is on Indonesian side. Yeah, right now leading the charge 99.8. IDQs once again picking up misses, not really handling too well on these abrasive technical patterns. Yeah, still, IDQs has climbed up to the 400 combo mark, so some recovery right now across the board. Rapco also has moved up to 99.63, 1,000 combo as well. Oh, random with a miss, and now that score lead is going to balloon up to probably 30,000 points, so not looking good for even for the first pick for Macau as well. So
yeah, the thing about Macau at this point, again, this is the same thing really for a lot of these lower seeded teams. Surely there is a way for them to keep up with the higher seeded teams, especially in a round like this. This pool is designed to be easier than the qualifier pool, but the thing is, consistency is still the thing that a lot of these players need, especially in the lower seeded teams, as I mentioned earlier. Just because, you know, like, once you find those misses, the score gap just balloons so fast, and not to mention the accuracy difference that we're seeing right now. Both of Indonesia's players are above or like around 99.7, which is so notable. That is a really strong team score right there.
yeah, above 1.9, nearly averaging 990k. I think without that miss, that's definitely a really crazy team score, but still,
Yeah.
that score for Rafco is still outscoring on the side of Macau. So yeah, that is a team performance and a half for Indonesia right there. That is a really good score. And that's a breakpoint as well for Indonesia. Straight off the bat, good stuff for Indonesia. Now it's time for them to potentially consolidate this breakpoint with their own pick.
Alright, so if you're Indonesia, you do have the entire pool in front of you. Like, you could basically pick anything, most likely.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Probably, I'm seeing Rice 5 or even EX3. EX3 might be a good pick to go.
EX3 is
against
good.
Macau.
EX3 would be a really, really fun pick to see, especially coming from this team.
Yeah, I would love to see EX3 as well. EX3 is, I think if it's, I think for like a top team picking against like a lower seeded team, like EX3 is definitely a really good punishing pick. Just trying to trying to outscale the lower seeded team with a really challenging pick.
Meanwhile, we're waiting for Team Indonesia to show their hand here.
Oh,
They are going for their
Nice.
protect as their first pick.
Yeah,
Interesting.
okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad either. I think they're just trying to consolidate this breakpoint, sticking to what they're comfortable with. In this case, it's the stream-based, well, chord stream-based pick, much denser one compared to the rest of the picks in this pool. 141 BPM seems low, but it's the speed that is very, very awkward to try to control.
Yeah, brackets have always been very awkward to control, as you mentioned. This chart,
Yeah.
while sure, it's relatively more forgiving than whatever we're gonna be seeing at the rest of this for the rest of this tournament. But we've seen even some of the stronger players actually struggle with maintaining accuracy with the densest section of this chart. Maybe some of the players would end up autopiloting too much and yeah, like lose track where the notes are. Now
Yeah,
we're gonna
what-
be seeing
what
Asriel
is-
come in for Team Indonesia.
Yeah, and I think for these sort of 7K dense code stream patterns, it's very easy to get lost in your own sauce. You might just not be clicking correctly and just get that random miss that you did not expect. And So you got to be fully concentrated for this sort of pick. And here we go. Are we going to be seeing a consolidated breakpoint for Indonesia, or Macau can make some sort of upset pick right here? Oh, Astria actually coming in with a couple of 200s, down to 99%. So Macau did have a bit of a good start, but I think the lead is going to evaporate really quickly once Astria got back to kind of the speed. Actually, still at 99.3 right now. Actually struggling for a bit. Quite a lot to Astria with a miss. Hold on. What's going on here? Maybe they have the wrong scroll speed, wrong skin. Yeah,
actually they were recovering fast. They were recovering really fast because Macau's accuracy is basically stabilized, but it goes with a pretty big miss, dropping them 0.3% in accuracy. But they do have the lead.
What's going on
Asiel didn't have a nightmare of a start right there. Lots of misses throughout the entire opening section.
Yeah, not just business, but also a lot of just 200 liter across the board. And see right now, Astro, randoms does miss, but the score lead is still, I think, actually it's going right back to Indonesia. But like, we can look at Astriel's like hit concentration right now. It is so far to the left. They keep getting a lot of non-perfect 300s and 200s across the board right now, and is pushing the screen right back to Macau. So as long as Macau can stabilize the accuracy, this might be Macau's pick. This might not be a sweep.
I am not gonna be so sure about that just yet, because even with Macau stabilizing their accuracy right now, Azriel is trying to recover. It's already starting to recover, and that's why Macau is sort of struggling to get the lead back to their side. Now here comes the densest section of this chart, and Macau another big miss coming from and I'm pretty sure now Macau can start to be a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, but they still need to hold. This is the most dense section of the map. I'm looking at IDQs right now. IDQs is having some struggle accuracy, but they're still holding. Is that enough time for Indonesia?
I don't.
Hold on.
Be enough though. That's not gonna be enough.
Still some more maps.
Macau just says enough. Macau has had enough, and they steal a breakpoint coming from Indonesia. So we're now in a virtual best of 7.
Yeah. I think Astria probably had the scroll speed. Yeah, it's the scroll speed. That was the undoing. I thought that was the case as well. Some sort of just rough setup right there. Yeah, and all the pick'ems are ruined. Pick'ems do be damned, because that is even 1-1. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Indonesia just needs to have a few more scroll speed issues, then we'll get to tiebreaker at this point.
Like, pick'ems be damned. Like, if it weren't already destroyed enough after the how many matches that we've had so far, I don't know anymore.
Yeah,
like,
it's already gone.
It's not damned enough. Like, they're already gone. Like, after even just one day of action. We still have a few more matches after this, by the way, so more chances to destroy your pick'ems.
Yeah, it's that your pickup is not 6 feet deep; it's 12 feet deep right now, down under, and now Macau is going to retaliate with the Rise 4 pick. That protects. This is their chance to even take a pick against another pick against Indonesia right now. Astrio, I think you have to just take some time. Maybe just leave the multiplayer room and check your scroll speed. Yeah, did everything they can in the previous pick. I just got to point that out as well. Like a V1 double S from 997k, but that was just not enough to carry Indonesia. And now they have to make sure that all your setup is right. Drink some water, calm your nerves down. That's just one pick. You can just sweep that aside if you're on the side of Indonesia.
Last match I commentated, the lower seeded team won this chart. Italy won this chart against China in the match like in the previous match I
Against
commentated.
China.
Yeah.
Against China. Okay. Okay.
So no surprises about the lower seeded team stealing a point off the higher seeded team on this pick.
Yeah. I saw how I think in the match South Korea played. I think even the player from South Korea missed us on this map. So not even the number one seeded team is impervious to the
No one's
double
safe
full
here.
combo choke. No one is safe on this sort of pick. This looks like the most simple pick, but no, it is not. You need to be as careful as you can. Rapco is going to be replacing Asriel.
Asriel.
Yeah, it's going to stay.
Okay, so I had to mention that because the reason why I do like this pick from Macau, well, aside from being the protect, low score variance, and there is also a chance that the higher seeded team might find a miss or two somewhere in this chart. But so can be said for Team Macau. So Team Macau actually has the
Yes.
mission to be super consistent on this very chart.
Yeah, I think that tactic of banking on your opponent to miss does also require yourself to get a double full combo here as well. So that's the mission for Macau, to breach into Indonesia's right here. So far so good from everyone across the board. No misses. Oh no! No!
You said
no, I refuse.
So you said
That was on me. I would like to apologize on that. And now that scoring is straight onto Indonesia's side. Look at the accuracy of Indonesia. 99.97 of both players. Double 998 now. They're going up. They're going up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we're gonna be seeing like a stretch here where any of these Indonesian players are gonna be hitting 99.99 because the patterning gets a little bit lighter in this section. But then once we hit like the super dense sections, I think that's where a lot of the accuracies are going to be tested.
Yeah,
we're not exactly there. Like
well.
this part they can still relax a little bit, but we're almost getting there.
But
We're almost getting to like the super dense parts.
yeah, and actually on the side of Macau, Random is still holding an insane accuracy, but IDQs, I was about to say there was some sort of recovery from Macau, but IDQ is really just struggling on holding the combo together. The accuracy is there, but it's the combo that's backfiring them right now. It's not looking good for Macau. Their protects. And
Oh
the
yeah!
miss!
No! Oh no!
Oh, yeah.
Finds a miss. That is such an awkward. That is such an awkward way to commentate that.
Oh yeah!
That would have been a nutty team score had they held combo. Because like a double 99.9
Yeah, that would have.
A would have been. Oh man,
No.
that was unfortunate.
That would,
29
oh,
to
no.
24.
What? Okay, dude. Like that's just not right. That's just not right. Like combine is 53. Like
Oh,
I
man.
think in many other matches, like that combined 300 would still be the MVP of quite a lot of other matches. And actually, if IDQ's full combo that would have been Macau's point. So their tech, there is a kind of a method behind this madness. If IDQ's managed to hold onto the combo, that would have been it for Macau.
With me.
That have been it.
But yeah,
It did not happen,
Unfortunate.
so Indonesia is the one in the lead.
yeah. You know, it's kind of funny that both the protects on this match went the other way. Yeah,
Now that you
so-
said it.
Yep. So that's that. Yeah, but that was an insane lobby though. Like, randoms there with 45 as well. So 3 players on a double digit, not even double digit, sub 50 300s. And then you also got like a really clean score from IDQs as well. So yeah, this is still a stacked lobby. So yeah. And now Indonesia is going to go with Ellen Free. Actually, I'm not a fan of this pick to be honest. Like, I don't know. like this might like we saw how Macau is really strong at long nodes, so I thought Indonesia would still stick to the rice method, not on the rice method, but on the rice way.
Right, so Indonesia picking this one. No, again, I said it. Like the pool is practically wide open for Indonesia now. They can do
That's true,
they can do anything they want at this point.
Yeah. It's going to be, let's see. Okay, so Onta
Oh my gosh, you're
is
gonna bring
still...
Onta Mikasi.
Oh, it's Onta Mikasi coming in. I love Onta Mikasi. Okay. Onta Mikasi has been moved into the server. They have been kind of like the... I think they've been around probably since MWC 2020, I think, from then. Or like, they've been there for much longer as well.
Been there for a long while.
Definitely
And
long
it's like,
while.
but it is like Indonesia's how do you say it? Like foundation, like anchor, or how do you say it?
Yeah, it's kind of...
Like
I think they've just been like the
they're the-
mainstay.
Onta Mikasi is their rock in a way.
Yeah, their anchor. I count their anchor. Not just in 7K, by the way. In 4K as well. Onta Mikasi has just been there throughout in both game modes. Not just in playing, but also in the mapping scene as well. I'm sure Onta Mikasi is, very well known person throughout the community. So, especially within Indonesia as well. Probably can be seen as kind of a legend within the Indonesia Mania scene. No map for Onta Mikasi.
Oh no!
So-
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, so all this hyping up
Well-
without the map.
That's actually funny.
That's kinda funny.
Getting summoned, and then so they just summoned Onta Mikasi, who has a fever right now. Get well soon. And
They're forcing the
chart of
uncle.
season. Oh, they're getting in. They're going in.
They're
Okay.
forcing. Yeah, they're going. I think it's down to that, but yeah, forcing the uncle to play while being on fever.
I mean, some players like. I'm pretty sure. Have you experienced the buff of getting PBs when you're sick? I've experienced it back in my day.
Really?
Back in the time I played. I've got some of my better
Yes.
PBs that I still haven't beaten at all while having fever, like 39 degrees or something.
Wow, I guess you could say you're setting 6 scores right here.
Badumtis.
Bottom tease. Here we go though. So far so good from everyone. IDQ's slightly behind but still holding that combo from the beginning, but that's still not kind of the main thing of the map. Here we go. It's a consistent. I think this sort of map is just consistently difficult. Onta Mikasi actually slightly struggling right now, 99.43%. Kind of nearly down to kind of random's accuracy. Random's actually a bit ahead right now. Onta's down to 99.38. Well, IDQ's actually like gaining their accuracy back up. There's recovery from IDQs right now. Rafco's doing everything they can. A miss on randoms. Clean miss. It's a very clean miss. So actually, because there's a lot of note count on this map, I do think that a clean miss would still be okay. As long as you don't drop a lot of bad ratios. Actually, IDQ is actually climbing up to 99.4. So that accuracy is very nearly even across the board. Rafco is doing all they can right to provide the difference. Onta Mikasi is now the lowest accuracy on the board. Hold on, that score lead is inching towards Macau right now.
Like it's slowly getting there, slowly decreasing, but here's the thing though. The one thing I fear for Macau in this chart, like the score gap right now, is that this chart in particular is very
Hold on.
I was about to say it's very easy to maintain combo in this chart, especially if you're a really good player. Though we do know Onta Mikasi's condition right now isn't exactly the best, so not gonna blame them at all. Like, they're a really good player at their very best. That's an unfortunate miss, but even that isn't enough to really put a dent in the score gap.
Yeah, I think it's just Rafco just pushing through right now, making the most out of the accuracy advantage. I think it's all anchors on Rapco getting that 99.7% accuracy. Rapco needs to hold on to their dear life right now because Macau is pushing as much as possible. Random's at 99.5, IDQ's 99.3 ahead of Onto Pegasi. But can Rapco do it? It's all Rapco. IDQ's to the base. No more full combos with Macau. It's just Rapco running ahead. And that is going to be Indonesia getting the third. Wait, actually, still a bit more of the map left. Hold on.
There's still a decent amount of chart remaining, but doesn't really matter now.
There we go.
Indonesia doing enough to hold off Macau. Macau did manage to keep the score gap within a 4-digit score gap. But at the end, though, unfortunately, it's coming from Idkus. And Rafko with a really, really good full combo.
Also because
Oh my
I think
god.
just got
Okay.
forced to
Get well
play.
soon, man. Get well soon. Get well soon on Tabigasi.
Get well soon. Get well soon on
Get well
that.
soon.
What a legend. Playing while being sick. You just got that aura with it, you know, just being able to play whatever required. Sight read while sick?
I mean, to be fair, there are players that like the funny thing is, like, especially if you're not really scheduled to play at all, sometimes there's that one song in the pool that you really just want to play, and you're gonna try to make sure that you're gonna be playing that chart when it comes up. I feel like that's what Onto Bikasi is feeling right now with this particular song.
Yeah, I think making Onto playing LNs is probably the most, like, makes a lot of sense. I'll be surprised if, we're forcing Onto to play, like, a Rise 5 or something. I've seen the chat saying Onto is back to Dota now. So, it's just like something else.
But yeah. For other more serious note, seriously, get well soon.
Oh wow!
We hope to see a really good
Oh wow!
Get well soon. Hope to see you at the very best next weekend. Anyways,
because next weekend there's gonna be a much tougher matchup as well. Yeah. So Indonesia wins the pick, so they get to I think they get to ban first.
Yeah,
That's what I've seen so far.
Yeah, there you go. It's right there. Indonesia is confirmed to get the first ban in the second phase. Again, they could do anything they want.
They can just roll their pit and roll and ban anything, and we can try to make a case for it. Yeah, let's see what's... Okay, so they're going to be banning LN1. Okay, that's fair. Wait, you know what? I think that's... Maybe they're not too comfortable on the long node, and that pick, LN3 pick, went really close as well, so I think Indonesia banning the last of the long node pool makes a lot of sense to me. You really don't want to let Macau pick to their strengths anymore.
Okay, so I think we're just waiting for a few things here. LN1 is off the table, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Macau, I think they're also thinking of banning LN1, I think. IDQ's writing it there.
Fortunately, I cannot read what they're saying.
Yeah, me too. So if there's some translator on the chat, that would be great. But if not, I think they should be banning the Axis pool. Like, the Axis pool here, like, you saw how IDQs has been struggling quite a lot, and I think Indonesia picking on the EX's pool is just going to just try to... what's the word? Is to utilize on that weakness on Macau even further.
Okay, so I think we're just waiting for randoms to reconnect, I think, according to the chat. Now, you mentioned Macau looking to banning any of the EX charts here. Most likely, if they are, EX3 might be their best bet into banning.
Yep, I agree as well. And actually, for Macau, I do think maybe even... Okay, EX2 ban, That's interesting. I thought that's
Okay, that's
I
okay.
thought that would be the last pick. I thought they would be sticking to the long no EX's pick. Yeah, not a lot of love for number 2 right here. LM2 ban, Hybrid 2 ban, EX2 ban.
Is that,
So,
is
yeah,
that what you call a
number 2.
bingo of some sorts? Because
Yeah,
Rice
tic-tac-toe
2 also
bingo.
got shaded at some point.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
like,
the tiebreaker has to be played for it to be a bingo. So
Yeah,
no,
so-
not yet.
Not yet, but if Indonesia managed to throw a couple more picks here and there, I think we could get a tiebreaker in. So let's wait and see how this goes. Now Macau gets to pick. I think Hybrid 1 might be a decent shout for the side of Macau. Or even maybe Rice 3. Rice 3 is kind of a straightforward-ish pick. Like, it's a natural progression from Rice 4. So I wouldn't be too fussed if
That
they pick
is-
either Hybrid 1 or...
Hybrid 1 or Rice 3. Actually,
They're
maybe
picking
those are actually the two
X2.
picks that Macau can really afford. Wait a minute.
Wait a second. I did that. That's not part of the script.
They bad. Okay, so they're going
Okay.
for either. Looks like they're gonna go either for either 1 or 3. Rice 1 or 3.
both.
At least
Who knows?
from what we're trying to infer here in the chat.
I think Rice 3 is the better way to go. I don't think...
Okay, so
Oh, Rice 1's being picked. Okay.
Okay, so
this
Rice
is gonna be
1,
my
alright.
first time. Okay, that took some time, but I think this is actually going to be my first time seeing... Well, from all the matches I've casted so far. I didn't cast a lot, I only cast 3. But this is the first time that I'll get to see this being picked in the match. Hasn't been a popular pick, to be honest.
So-
I don't think so.
it's a relatively popular pick. This one is on the faster side of the pool, as you would have implied. This is 222 BPM, so this is a speed pick. I am not sure if I like this one for Macau. I would have
Yeah.
at least gone for Rice 3 instead.
Me too. I think this one a bit more likely to get like bad judgments. Just because of the nature of speed maps, it's much harder to get the right input at the right timing. Whilst if we're talking about Rice 3, it's more consistent, it's easier to get higher accuracy. And it's kind of similar to kind of the Rice 4 gamble where you're hoping to get a couple of unexpected misses from the top of Indonesia, but I guess Rice 1 could work as well. It just depends on the team practice, and maybe we haven't seen what the Macau team got at their practice scores. And actually, Astro is going to be coming in, and hopefully this time around, Astro had their scroll speed issues fixed.
Yeah, because earlier was pretty unfortunate. Okay, so you mentioned the confidence factor here. Actually, like Macau has to go into this start very confident that they're able to keep up with whatever Indonesia has in store. Both Indonesian players actually, you saw them really good accuracies overall in these Rice picks.
Yeah,
So
that's for sure. So yeah,
Macau
it's gonna be hard.
Macau has to do more.
Oh yeah, they have to do a lot on this one, and the first thing is just getting that double full combo to even begin the conversation of getting a point against Indonesia. There you go. You can see just a couple of slight bursts on 222 BPM. Nothing much to say from here. But here we go. We're getting to kind of the meat of the map round. And lots of longer 222 BPM streams. And with a couple of like bursts at 1.6 as well, so a bit more harder. And Random's missing on kind of the break session. That's kind. I wouldn't say break, of course, but that's quite uncharacteristic on Randoms right now. IDQ is actually doing quite well in terms of accuracy. Asriel is kind of matching the accuracy of IDQs and Randoms. It's just once again, kind of running away with super high accuracy, but can Indonesia get this? We have to wait to see. I'm kind of looking at Astria right now. Of course, they have got better accuracy compared to the previous Rice pick, but is it enough?
Might be. I mean, the score gap is slowly increasing as of the moment because Idku's accuracy has dropped by quite a lot actually over the past few seconds as we see the patterns get a little bit more denser. Now a short break, but this break section is pretty tricky. There's like a lot of intricate finger movements as you can see Azriel finding a drop. It's a relatively clean drop though. Not much accuracy drop really. As we are now about to enter the most intense section of this chart. Can anyone hold on to their combos as it stands? Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
very good there.
Yeah,
very good section there coming from yeah.
Oh yeah, indeed.
It's actually really fun to commentate, but yeah, on the screen right here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah. No pun intended. And that is a worthy of a score right there. Yeah, I mean, like everyone else getting kind of 976k. I think randoms also getting similar scores as well. And then it's just kind of like on their own realm with like an 18,000 point gap compared to everyone else. Yeah, I'm so glad the Twitch chat has Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. But I love the Twitch chat kind of is going on like spamming on the emote as well. The chat really also embracing the chaos of the name.
I feel like having in this match, like a player with whose username is kind of makes commentating Indonesia the EX chart of commentary for this World Cup.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, because like if manages to get a choke, it would sound as if we are celebrating.
Oh yeah, imagine
but it would be really good if managed. But if does a really good score, then of course we're gonna say And of course, if we agree with each other, it will become a fun as well because I don't know if we're talking about the player or we're agreeing with you. So this is the EX team for us commentators.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's why is the captain of the Indonesia team after all. Yeah, let's see what Indonesia is going to pick. But EX1. Okay, I don't mind this pick either. As long as an EX pick, this is a good pick.
Very good pick here coming from Indonesia. They've already shown lots of strong performances in the Rice picks throughout this entire thing. Unfortunate on Rice 2, but that was because of scroll speed. But that is a point conceded.
That was the quintessential saying that your pick'ems are ruined to everyone who picked Indonesia to win 5-0. So now I think the fun time's over for Indonesia. They just need to lock in and just get this over.
Yes, indeed. They have to close out this match as early as possible because you don't want any momentum shifts at all.
Yeah, you really don't want to drag, for unnecessarily long. And this pick here is going to be potentially the last nail in the coffin. And I think we're gonna have to look at the ending of this map. The speed up to 200 BPM, the pattern changes. There's going to be a lot of accuracy drop on that section, but there's still quite a way to get to there.
Great. So we have a really strong start here coming from Indonesia's team captain. Asiel, on the other hand, really pretty decent supporting score for their team. Meanwhile, for Macau, their average accuracy is just below Team Indonesia as it stands. Idkus might want to pick up the accuracy a little bit more, considering that randoms is keeping up with basically both of these players from Indonesia as it stands. Though so far so good, they are maintaining combo.
Yeah, that is the important section right now. Is that they're still holding a double full combo, still within maybe like a miss, like a like a big drop within reach right now. They're still within 8,000 points, 4 digits. That's still good.
Oh,
And
there you go. That's the
miss.
drop that you're
That's the
looking
miss.
for.
Yes, and that
But
might
it's
just be enough.
but it's a clean one.
It's a clean
It's a
one.
clean
But
miss though, so Macau must keep this up. I saw a 200 they're coming from Astro, but as it stands, it actually doesn't matter right now because Astro's accuracy really maintained that mid 99.6 level.
yeah,
So
Random's
Macau has to pick
trying
the
their
pace
best.
up, has to pick up the pace.
Yeah. Random's trying their best right now. 99%. Wait, hold on. Yeah, with
Hold
the
on.
miss. That might be enough. And right at the break as well. So Macau can definitely capitalize on this, trying to make as much points. I think that's enough for Macau to take it back. The score lead is slowly going over to Macau. Can this be enough? Macau needs to hold this double full combo. All eyes on randoms, on IDQ. Can they do it? 400 combo, recovery now for Indonesia. Yeah, as we're doing all again, here's the 200 BPM section. The pattern's getting hardest pattern of this map. Everyone's still holding. Indonesia's getting the lead. Is this enough for Indonesia to take
Indonesia
this?
is actually gaining more. Indonesia gained more in that section. But
Oh, no!
it just missed at the end. No.
Oh,
Oh man, that would have been a really good double full combo score.
Yeah, what could have been?
That's
What could have
unfortunate.
been Macau? Yeah, Macau putting up a showing on this last map. That could have been such a good way to end it. Actually, it is a good way to end it. What a performance from both randoms and IDQs on this pick. It's an EX pick, and yet we got 991k and 978k. I think they should be proud of what they've achieved in this match. Getting 1 point against Indonesia is no easy feat right here. You see Indonesia seed 4 for a reason, on their way onto the round of 16, but Macau are looking to be a dangerous team in the losers bracket, and I think we do have our matchups prepared as well. So I think they're going to be facing up against Russia Federation. And well, for Indonesia on the winners bracket.
That's
Yeah,
an interesting match.
yeah.